Hi, I'm James Ramsey, Group Product Manager here at GitLab, and I'm trying to demo the setup process for Prefect, which is how we make Gitaly highly available. This is still in development, so really I'm just testing the docs to make sure we can set this thing up and then see what happens when we start, I guess, messing around with it, see if it is actually highly available. So I have a bunch of servers configured. I have one application server that covers the whole usual GitLab application with all the bundled services with Omnibus. And then I've got a bunch more servers, 3 Gitaly nodes, 1 prefect node, and a database. So I've got these all configured in GCP. I've just installed GitLab on all of them and then run GitLab reconfigure on the main one. So switching over, I just finished creating my account as well. That's all I've done. So the next step is to add a license, not report abuse. Okay, I've got a license here. There it is. All right. Right. License uploaded. So I think, what's the next step? All right, next step is to follow the docs. All right. Preparation. Secrets. So there's a GitLab shell secret. Prefect external token. This is for GitLab to talk to Prefect. So securing the communication to the Prefect cluster. Token for internally in the cluster. And the SQL password. All right. So I need to connect to the database. All right. Public IP address. Okay. How do I do this? Okay. All right, so let's do this from the where am I running this command from? I suppose it's anywhere with Postgres, but I think that instruction's presuming I'm running it from a GitLab server. And that is not clear. Embedded, yeah. In, all right. Oops. Let's just copy that. Get the IP address. Why is that not working? Maybe I need to command not found. Doesn't like pasting that IP address. 3526 61. All right. What are the docs? User Postgres. There's the Postgres user. Minus U. I don't know what that D template one is. Database, I guess. Password. All right, I'm connected. I don't know why the database is called template 1. That's confusing. All right, I'll copy that. Okay. Now we can run this command. Okay, I think I'll just change that to prefect. This step is quite annoying. I wonder if we could move that H argument to the end so that it's easy to edit. All right, connected as the prefect user. We'll create a database. Done. Success. So the database is configured. All right. It'd be nice to have some sort of conclusion to those docs. On the prefect node, disable all other services, including Gitaly. Gitaly nodes N. Okay, this is all about how the connection is secured. I don't think we're doing any of that in this demo. All right, that's the application server. Here's the prefect server. So let's edit the, oh, I don't have permissions. All right, sudo vim. Right, disable Postgres, Redis, everything, and enable prefect. I don't like how that's included in this copy block. Let me just copy that. Insert and paste. Oh, what is all this? Oh. Okay, I'm going to try and do this with Nano. All right. What just happened here? Controls. Oops, no. Control X. No. I thought I copied this whole thing. Copy. All right, maybe I'll try Vim once more. One. Why is Vim doing that? Vim, disable formatting. I can't type. How to stop set paste. Should just Google it from the get-go. All right, what do we need to update? Prefect enabled true listen address, prefect external token. We'll just leave that as a demo one. All right, we need to update the IP addresses of all these Gitaly nodes. Gitaly 1. / Gitaly URL. Next, okay. Next one. All right, and the third one. All right, there we go. Postgres server address. That should be this. All right. Prefect, database name. All right, we're not using any of that stuff. So maybe we should add a separate follow-up step around this rather than having it in this giant block to uncomment. All right, here we go. Okay, I think this replace documentation should be above the block that we're about to do. And yeah, we can reconfigure. Verify, you can verify that prefect can reach Postgres. Okay. Well, SQL ping. Okay. All right, we can connect to the SQL database. Excellent. I think we're done with prefect now. Okay, complete these steps for each Gitaly node. Every Gitaly server assigned to the prefect cluster needs to be configured. All right. Sudo vim. Was it etc b. So paste. Right. Lab shell token, okay. I think we can leave that as the default because I haven't changed it. Internal API URL. Did the docs tell me to change that? No, the docs should call that out. So that's the API URL. Prefect token, lesson address. Okay, great. So maybe what I'll do is I will let's copy that because I'm going to have to do this 3 times. No, that's not going to work. Okay. Now that I've done that, I need to reconfigure. And here we go again. Sudo vim. So I think the only thing I needed to change was this internal API URL. And oops. All right. Yeah. We also GitLab shell secret token. Where do I get that from? Do I need to get anything? Secret is... Yeah, I don't understand this. All right, whatever. So I didn't need to change that. Okay. Oh, this is confusing. This is when all of them are done rather than running this on each of them. And this is run from the prefect node. Okay. What just happened there? Not registered. Success notice. Notice. What are all these info? All right. Well, I don't know what all that means, but I see success at the bottom, even if the output is noisy. Let's proceed. I wonder what this config file is. I guess that was generated. Okay. All right, when prefect is running, well, hopefully prefect is now running. This should be done through setting the get data DIRs. Okay, so this would need to be done on every single application server. Get data DIRs. Okay. Oh, and now we're setting up the GitLab shell secret token. Okay. Better set base again. All right. Prefect URL. So that's the prefect IP. Here it is. Okay, so all our prefect cluster is going to be exposed as prefect, which needs to be the same as the virtual storage name. Okay. Wish this stuff was explained above the blocks so that I can see what I'm doing. I can understand what I'm about to do rather than learning about what I've just done after the fact. Prefect IP. Yes, okay. Nice. All right. I think that's everything I needed to do. Reconfigure again. And then okay. Strange that that's copy block and this is not. Okay, so let's run the Gitaly check and see what happens. Okay, it just took its time. I was worried something was broken, but there we go. Finally, repository storage. Maybe these should be separate steps. Verify repository storage, settings, repository. Why can't I see? Huh. Sudo. Oh, this is cached somewhere. Oh no, there it is. Okay. Prefect cluster now should be the default storage location for projects. So let's create a new project. Oh, wonderful. Okay. Dismiss. Huh. Why is there a README file but I can't access it? You can show me that there's a README. Oh, there it is. That's strange. What is a Webpack doing? Huh. Oh, it's because of the URL. Huh. Okay. So it worked, but for some reason, I think because of the domain. Let me just try and fix this. Oops. Reconfigure, and that should fix it. Oh, what did I break? Oh no. What did I fat finger? No. Quite obvious. All right. So, assuming we get this working, I guess the question is, what happens if the primary Gitaly node goes down? And if we look at this config file, we can see that the primary is controlled here. We'll just wait for the main GitLab server to come back up before we start poking it. What is going on? Still got the domain. Oh well, we can see. This README file works. So we're reading from the repository. So what happens if we shut down this one? CTL. What can I do? Can I just stop? Yes. All right. Let's stop and then refresh. Okay, so this is not high availability because as soon as Gitaly goes down, we lose access. Okay, and looks like we're up and running again. Great. All right, so let's kill that and see if we can trigger some kind of failover. So, all right, let's move the primary down to Gitaly 2. And restart. Did I get the commas right? Yes. All right, let's see how long it takes. Hey, there we go. So now this is picking up the repository from prefect 2. So let's bring prefect 1. No, let's leave it down because that means we won't be able to replicate the change. So let's edit this file. This is amazing. All right, let's now stop this one. It's probably replicated by now. CTL, stop. So now we're just down to number 3. And then let's so 1 and 2 should be down. Refresh the page. All right. Unsurprisingly, that change is replicated, so we can see that it got mirrored from Gitaly 2 to Gitaly 3 before it was shut down. Let's now stop. Okay, so all Gitaly nodes are now stopped. We can confirm that. And then let's bring up number 1. And then that one should be in the old state because it's been down and hasn't been able to catch up to that change. So we should observe data loss, I think. We better start that node now. Yeah, so we can see that this repository is now out of sync. I wonder if we go to activity. Yeah, so we can see that this commit's now 404ing, but the activity is there. So we can observe there's been some data loss as a result of the failover. But let's see what happens if we bring these ones back up. And then we edit that README file again and see okay. That's our missing one. So let's see what happens to these other ones. Now we'll stop this one again. And we will switch to number 3. No, didn't need to reconfigure. Need to edit the configuration. Oops. So the secondaries they would be out of sync. There'd be a conflict because both Gitaly 2 and Gitaly 3 had a different view of the world. But you can see that they have successfully caught up. So now that they were brought back online and new writes were made, the inconsistent state was resolved by treating the new primary as the source of truth. So means writes can continue, but the data is now well and truly lost from that previous commit, which is kind of an expected outcome because we don't have consistency. So there you have it. I think that's probably all I'm able to test and demo today, but it looks like it's working. Failover's manual, controlled by configuration, but before this becomes GA, we'll be making that fully automatic. Looks like there's some documentation improvements needed, but the core nuts and bolts seem to be working reasonably well. Thanks for your time. Hope this was interesting.